Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics School. So in this video, we are going to solve a question from previous Chinese math tournament. The question is from the topic coordinate geometry, particularly parabola. And in this video, I'll be sharing my approach of handling this question. The question is simple but very much relevant to JEE Advanced. Chaliye, let's start with the question. Let us read it first of all. As illustrated in the figure above, in the frame X or Y, we have a line L x minus y minus 2 equals to 0. So the equation of line has been provided and the parabola is also given. Y square is equals to 2px where p is greater than 0. In the first part of the question, they are saying that if line L passes through the focus of the parabola C, then find the equation of the parabola. So this is just a read and reply kind of question, the first part, in which you need to find out what will be the value of P if this line becomes, that means if this becomes the focus of parabola. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm just going to find out the focus of the parabola. Y square is equals to 2px. Comparing it with the standard parabola, I can say that here the focus coordinates will be p by 2, 0. These are going to be the coordinates of focus. But at the same time, when you consider the line x minus y minus 2 equals to 0, you can say that this line intersects x-axis at the point where y becomes 0. So I can say that point is 2, 0. Comparing these two gives me the value of p as 4. So answer for this question, the first part of the question is p equals to 4, and hence the parabola can be written as y square is equals to 8x, right? So in the first part of the question, it was just a read and reply straightforward question, and my answer turns out to be y square equals to 8x. Now we are coming to the second part of the question. This is second part of the question. So you don't have to take the same parabola as you obtained in the first part. जो फर्स्ट पार्ट में पैराबोला मिला है उसे लेकर सेकंड पार्ट को नहीं सॉल्व करना है. It is a different question for the same parabola y square equals to 2px. Okay, what is the question? Given that there are two different points P and Q that is symmetrical about the line, then prove that the coordinates of middle point of the line segment PQ will be 2 minus P, minus P, where this P and this P are same. Okay, they are similar. And we have to prove this result. And for the second part only, the second part of the question says that we need to get the range of P in this situation as well. So now I'm going for the second part of the question. Let us see how we are going to handle it. So for the second part of the question, as they are saying that P and Q are 2 points on the parabola, obviously. Okay. And these 2 points are also symmetrical about the line L. Because P and Q are symmetrical about the line L, definitely the middle point of PQ is going to lie on this line L, right? Tabhi to symmetric bol rahe ho aap. If P and Q are symmetric about this line, then two things are there. P and Q ka middle point will be lying on this line, and secondly, PQ is going to be perpendicular to the line, right? So PQ ka, it will be perpendicular to the line L. So these are the two things that you have to keep in mind while solving the question. So first of all, PQ ka middle point will be on the line. So what I'm doing, I'm just considering that let this be the point P and Q. एक पोजीशन हमने ड्रॉ कर लिया यहाँ पे जहां PQ symmetric about the line है, PQ is perpendicular to the line, and its middle point is lying on the line L. For writing down the equation of PQ, what I will be doing now is I will be assuming that let the midpoint of PQ be x1, y1. Now ये जो x1, y1 है ना, it is actually going to lie on the line. Line हमें क्या दी गई है? x minus y minus 2 equals to 0. X minus y minus 2 equals to 0. So I know a relation in terms of, or we can say we know a relation between x1 y1 because the coordinates are going to satisfy this equation. In fact, मैं एक काम और करती हूँ, मैं यहाँ y1 को assume कर रही हूँ minus h. So in that case, x1 will turn out to be 2 minus h. ये मैंने coordinates इस form में इसीलिए लिए हैं because ultimately I need to find the coordinates in these form only. Look at the y coordinate, it is something like minus p. This is 2 minus p. So right now my answer is looking almost similar to that one. बस इतना ही difference है कि h लिखा है मैंने और मुझे इसे p prove करना है. यानी basically now my part of the question that I have to solve is h equals to p. So this is the only part that I need to prove, and the first part of second question will become over. सही है? कैसे solve करेंगे further? So I have assumed the middle point of PQ as 2 minus h, minus h, right? 2 minus h comma minus h. And this implies the equation of PQ can be written as t is equals to S1. What is t? We have the parabola y square minus 2px equals to 0. So accordingly, t can be written. Replacing y square with y1. That means minus hy minus 2x ko you have to replace with x plus x1. So this is t and this is equals to S1. What is S1? So now we have to write S1. That means replacing x with x1 and y with y1. So this will become h square minus 2p 2 minus h. Correct? This is the equation which I'm writing in a proper form. hy minus px minus p into 2 minus h. Right hand side is h square minus 2p into 2 minus h. You can take all the terms on one side also, but I'm just holding it right now over here itself. क्योंकि अभी तक देखो जो chord PQ मैंने लिखा है, that chord PQ I have written assuming that its middle point is on the line 1. ठीक है, जो हमें line given है question में, हमने assume किया है कि middle point of PQ is on that line. Till now we have not used this condition that PQ is also perpendicular to that line. P and Q symmetric का मतलब है कि PQ will be perpendicular to that line, right? If P and Q are perpendicular, if the line PQ is perpendicular to L, PQ is perpendicular to the line L that they have given in the question, then slope of PQ must be accordingly set. Line L का जो slope हमें दिया गया है, just go to the line and check the slope of the line that they have given. It is 1. If the slope of this line is 1, then slope of PQ must be minus 1. I'm going to equate it to the slope of the line that I'm getting here. What will be the slope? As you can see, you are getting the slope as minus p by h. Solving this equation gives me simply h is equals to p. This is what I wanted to prove, or this is what I wanted in the question, right? So ये तो था first part of the question of the second part. ठीक है, हमारे पास जो second part of the whole paragraph मैं कह सकती हूँ, उसके first part में हमें यही चीज prove करनी थी. But now we have to check कि what is going to be the second part of the question. How we are going to handle the second part. तो चलिए अभी h को p लिखने का मतलब पहले से complete कर लेते हैं कि this implies the middle point which I assumed as minus h comma or sorry 2 minus h comma minus h has now become 2 minus p comma minus p. This has been proved. But now I need to find out the range of p. ठीक है, so ये जो second part है ना, for that part definitely I'm going to make use of this result. So second part of this question के लिए we have to keep in mind that we are still talking about that PQ chord which is such that it is perpendicular to the given line and its middle point is on the given line. With these two conditions, आपको identify करना है कि आखिर P के लिए range क्या होनी चाहिए. For getting the range of the point P, I will explain it to you. Simply what we have to keep in mind is if you want such chord PQ to exist, then solving this chord PQ with the parabola, we must get two real and different roots, right? Solving PQ line with the parabola must give me two real and distinct roots. So this is what now we will be using. So let us use this condition to solve the question now. So parabola, what do we have? Y square equals to 2px and the equation of the line that we are getting after keeping h is equals to p. हम h को अगर p लिख देते हैं तो लाइन की इक्वेशन क्या बन जाएगी वो भी देख लेते हैं. This will become minus py, तो it will become minus py minus px, then p into 2 minus p, h square को again p square लिखना है, minus 2p into 2 minus h. So let us see what we are going to get here. I'm just converting everything, every h into p. This will become minus py minus px plus p into p minus 2, right? This is what we will be getting. So minus p into p minus 2. ठीक है, h को हमने replace करना है p से, तो minus p into 2 minus p. So मैंने p minus 2 लिख दिया. Is equals to on the right hand side we have h square minus 2p. So 2p को as it is लिखा, and then we have 2 minus p, right? 2p, 2 minus h. So 2 minus h has become now 2 minus p. Taking all the terms on one side, writing it properly, clubbing these two terms. जब आप दोनों terms को club कर रहे हो तो this has now become, you can see that p square आ रहा है यहाँ पे, minus 2p, then we have minus p square plus 2p into 2 and minus 2p square. So I'm just writing it as 4p and minus 2p square has now become plus 2p square equal to 0. And equation has now become minus py minus px, p square ko cancel kiya, plus 2p. Okay, so this has also been utilized, plus 2p square equal to 0. Since in the question they have given that p is greater than 0, I can cancel one p from both the sides and I can multiply this whole equation with one negative sign. So the equation has now taken this form, right? So ye rahi line and ye raha parabola. What you want is these two curves must intersect in two real and different points, because only in that case you will be having such kind of chord which will be symmetric to the given line, correct? So I started solving these two lines. I'm eliminating x from the two equations. Eliminating x from the two equations gives me 2p plus 2 minus y. So this whole equation is a quadratic in y and I must get two real and different answer. That's why I'm going to keep here the condition that d has to be greater than or equals to 0. So okay, fine, we will put that condition. But before that, let us write the equation properly. And after that, we have minus 2p into 2 minus 2p. So better write it as 4p p plus 2, correct? This is what we can write here. So we have this equation, and let me check this 2p as well. So this was plus and this was also with the plus sign. So it was minus 2p square plus, so this has to be negative, right? So let me just correct this one so that we will be getting the correct answer for the question. So this has now become plus. अगर ये plus है तो accordingly this will become minus 2p. Minus 2p तो यहाँ पे भी correction कर लेते हैं भाई. So we will be getting now minus 4p multiplied by 1 minus p equals to 0, correct? This is the equation and we know that p has to be greater than 0. P has to be greater than 0. Further, this equation must have two real and different roots. So I'm putting d greater than or equals to 0. Equality also will not work because you don't want identical point of intersection. Identical point of intersection होगा तो P and Q symmetric about the line. How we are going to justify that thing, right? So इसीलिए हम लोग क्या करने जा रहे हैं, यहाँ पे d को greater than 0 लिखेंगे. Writing d greater than 0 का मतलब हो जाएगा b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, correct? You can take 4p common. 4 को in fact remove ही कर देते हैं. I have taken p common and will be left out with p and plus 4 minus 4p greater than 0. This has become p and 4 minus 3p greater than 0. Solving this inequality gives me the answer that p belongs to open interval 0 to 4 by 3. So here is the answer that we have for p. If p belongs to this interval, then definitely you will have 2 points p and q on the parabola, which will be symmetrical about the line L. Okay? So this is the whole part of the question. So the question was based on the middle point of the chord. With the help of middle point, we wrote the line. And after that, what we have done, as you can see, I am just using the condition that the chord PQ is also perpendicular to the line L, because this is what given in the question. And finally, because such a chord exists, you must have two real and distinct points of intersection. That is why, as in the question also, they have given P and Q are two different points. I have written D has to be greater than 0. Solving d greater than 0 gives me the range of p as open interval 0 to 4 by 3. So that's all for this question. I hope you have enjoyed this question. So please give a like to the video, share the video with your friends and fellow aspirants, and do subscribe to our channel for more such questions. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.